Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a Paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Cadeau Chasseur, a cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Surefort, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia. Having somehow been teleported days away from their original lighthouse location, the team believe they are now in the midst of the drunken mire. Facing several compass bearings and camping stops ahead, the team try to push on in an attempt to get back to Drunau. As the deep darkness and shadows of night begin to fall, the midnight marshlands awaken and some sinister monstrosities begin to rise. Episode 36. A Ghastly Night's Sleep.
So everybody roll me initiative.
I don't have to roll it.
No, you've already rolled.
14 all in for Cadeau.
Okay.
22 all in for Elora.
Yep.
20 for Ogvar.
20 for Ogvar. Any naturals in there? Okay, so it's going to be... What's your dexterity score, Cadeau?
12.
Okay. And...
Sorry.
Right, let me just make a note of that. Evil wizard turns sorcerer into T-Rex with stupid bony arms.
Rah. I'm a T-Rex.
That's why they never eat ice creams.
Oh dear.
God. Okay. As it makes this shrieking noise, Cuin, it charges at you. So it is going to... It is going to attempt to bite you. With a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, plus 2, 21. Okay, so it hits you, and it's going to do...
It obviously wasn't satisfied with the rat.
6 points of damage to you, and make me a fortitude save, please.
24.
Yep, okay, well done. Okay, so the creature shrieks at you, and it charges forward. It lunges, it almost moves like an animal on all fours. And as it comes towards you, it lunges with its mouth wide open, this gaping maw, and you can see in its teeth like bits of rat bone and viscera, and the stench as it comes close to you is just awful. You kind of get knocked back by this whoa kind of scent, and it sinks its teeth into your legs, into your thigh, and really grabs on tight, backs off just as quickly again. Okay, and then it is your turn, Cuin.
Well, I say, right, that is it. 25.
To do what?
Basically, I'm gonna put my lamp down,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna draw my mace.
Okay, so
So obviously, I wouldn't have been on guard without my
okay.
weapons. And
If you're going to do that, that's going to provoke attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Bash him with a lamp.
Set on fire.
Yeah, it might burn.
It's got oil in there, hasn't it? Oh, sorry, I'm not saying this.
Okay. Hold on. I wonder if I could turn undead. So obviously it's an undead creature. I'm going to try to turn undead.
Okay. So, how do we do turn undead?
Turning is...
It's got to be a turning check, isn't it?
Yes.
which
Did
is
you not
on
write the
page
turning
3 of
check?
your
Did you not write the
sheets,
turn-
Colin, I think.
Oh,
he-
yes, she did put it somewhere on the
Yeah,
sheets,
so
didn't she?
turning is on your sheets to you. So
Yeah.
it's in your class features.
I got.
So
I can do it 4 times. My turning check is 7 to 9 modifier.
So yeah, but it should say
Yeah, it should tell you
1d20
exactly
plus
how to
something
do it.
in the box.
Let me just...
Unless she didn't write it in there.
He might
Hang
not
on a
have.
minute, wasn't it on the what
Page
you can do on your
159.
turns? Did you put that on your sheets?
No, I didn't put the... no, it was said you could do it, but it doesn't say how to do it. Okay,
Oh, she's got it.
turning check. Roll a turning check to see how powerful an undead creature can turn. So roll 1d20 plus your charisma modifier.
16.
Okay, so with
Plus your
16...
charisma. Is that including your charisma mod?
Yeah, Christmas only plus 1.
Okay, so you can turn creatures with hit dice equal to 6, which you can do, so yep, that works. So roll me 2d6 plus 1 plus charisma modifier.
2d6.
Good news is this works. It runs away for 10 rounds.
Plus 1.
7 plus 1 is 8.
Plus your charisma modifier, which is 1. What was that?
That's 9.
Okay, so you can do the turning damage on that. Okay, so
Write that on your sheet so that you know what it is for next time. It's,
Right.
it's roll 2d6.
No, because it's different each time,
Oh, it's different each time.
depending on what he rolls on the d20 the first time.
So what was it?
So
The
it's
Paladin-
1d20 plus charisma modifier is your first roll. So a d20 plus your charisma, and then you're doing it as a first level cleric.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes.
okay, so
Okay.
what do you do to do the turn?
I'm going to look at it. Well, you're not very friendly, are you? So I'm going to go down on one knee. And I'm going
What was that?
to go down on one knee.
The bit before that
That's his
was...
holy symbol, isn't it?
What?
You said something to the. You just go out like.
Yeah, that's not very nice, is it?
Okay.
But I'm going to go on my knee. And have a bit of praying. Be gone! Nasty creature!
Okay, and with that, a wave of bright white light and you kind of see these kind of little feathers dancing in... I'm going to throw something at you.
I'm just visualising, yeah.
Visualise without doing it physically. Right, okay, she was a minnow in a former life. God. This kind of wave of white energy comes from almost your chest area, and you can see some kind of like dancing white feathers just on the edges of it. And as this wave pushes towards this ghast, it hits it, and the ghast shrieks in fear and turns around and flees. Okay, who's up next?
Well,
I
everybody's
think
up
that means
apparently.
combat. Does that mean no? We're no longer in combat. as
He
such, are we?
flees for a minute, but you're still technically in combat because he will only flee for 1 minute.
Right, Elora is sort of gasping
Okay,
in
you know
shock as she
what?
comes out of a...
You know what? 50% chance. Someone give me 50%.
35.84.
35.85. Okay, no. Okay, continue.
By this time, Elora is crawling out of a tent as quickly as she possibly can. Going, what's going on? What's the noise? What's going on?
There was some vile creature eating those rats.
Oh.
And it attacked me, so I managed to banish it for a short while, just so we can get ourselves together.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It was, it took a bit of a bite, but
Ooh.
I'll be fine.
Which way did it go?
You went back way into the dark, so I'm going to. I'd say we get close to the fire and just prepare ourselves.
Esther's pointing out for a She's like, oh no, not the rats. I'm sure I threw them far enough.
No, it was just the other side of Ogvar's tent, so.
Oh dear. Well, if he's only going to be gone for a minute, I suggest that we get ready then.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm up.
Time to get out my long johns and into me leather.
You've got a minute, so if you rush...
Okay, so I'm going to cast the spell Consecrate.
Okay, what does that do?
That fills the area around us, so that's 25 foot plus 5 foot for every 2 levels. So a 35-foot circle around us.
Okay, where are you centering this? But okay, so just move your minis to where you're going to be.
Well, I said to go back towards
I took Cuin's advice. I'm going to circle the fire.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
coming around
Yep.
here. I'm assuming five
Pointing
away,
outwards.
so-
So it's a circle of us all pointing outwards.
Yeah.
Okay, Esther will stand kind of on this side of the fire, closer to where it's come from, kind of where that sea is there. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. If you
I'm
put me
gonna
next to
come
Esther.
this. I'll come just
Makes
this
sense-
side, so
makes
I've
sense to
got
have the
line of
clerics
view
all
because I
fairly
don't
close.
want my line of view blocked.
Just pop me next to Esther. There we go.
Okay. Ogvar's going to draw his bow.
Okay. So you're casting Consecrate, are you?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So this spell blesses an area with positive energy. Every charisma check made to turn undead gets a +3 bonus. Any undead entering the area suffers minor disruption, giving it a -1 penalty on all attack rolls, damage rolls, saves, etc. Nobody can summon or create more undead creatures inside the consecrated area.
Okay. So you cast this. You all ready? You all prepared to go?
Yeah.
You're all on high alert, so nobody's going to be flat-footed for this.
I will have my light crossbow in one hand.
Okay.
My left
So-
hand.
At this point, it's been about a minute and a half, and you hear the sound of coming through from the outside of your circle of light as this creature comes barreling in and attempts to attack Cuin once again. As it passes your kind of barrier of light, I imagine it's almost like this kind of faintly visible barrier of light for this consecrate spell, which illuminates the ground underneath your feet. And as it comes barreling in, it screeches slightly as it hits this barrier of light, and it's going to try to attack with a full attack on Cuin with a 10 to hit. Okay, so it misses with the bite attack, and then 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so it comes in and it attempts to bite you, and you're able to lean back and dodge out of the way as its jaws snap in front of your face. At which point, he is within 10 foot
Of Cuin.
of the ghast. So if you push,
These
yeah.
come to there.
Okay, so
Probably Esther and Ogvar.
Ogvar and Esther make me fortitude saves, please.
Okay.
Yep, Esther's cool.
17.
Yeah, you're cool as well. So as it comes gambling in, everyone can see what it looks like now. It looks like this horrible undead, rotten, moving corpse. It's got really janky movements. It's kind of gross. But Ogvar and Esther, you both, as it approaches Cuin and attacks Cuin, you both get this kind of whoa of putrid, rotting meat. And it does the 2 claws worth of damage plus 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points of damage to you, Cuin, and make me a fortitude save, please.
14.
Okay. As it comes in, you dodge the bite attack, and those 2 claws come ripping down. And the one catches you across your cheek, the other one catches you just across like your forearm area. And as its claws dig in, you feel your entire body seize as you are paralysed for 4 rounds of combat. So next up in the order is Elora.
I haven't. Have I got clear line of sight past? Yeah, I have got clear.
You've
line
got
of
clear
sight.
line of sight, but as you're firing into combat, you'll take a -2 penalty. Unless it's a targeted spell.
It is a targeted spell.
What are you using?
I would like to attempt to use Orb of Acid again.
Okay, so
That
roll to
one
hit.
stayed. What do I get? A plus? Do I
You get a -2.
Yeah. Did I get anything from the?
No, only if you're trying to turn undead.
Oh, okay, fine. No, that's going to be an instant fact. No, that's an 8 plus whatever -2.
Yeah.
Plus 2 -2, so it's a straight 8.
Okay, so with an 8, you cast this orb of acid, but it just kind of goes slightly wide and astray, just splashes on the floor harmlessly. Anything else you want to do?
Damn. then I don't think there's anything else I can
Okay, so next up is Ogvar.
Okay, Ogvar will take a few steps forwards. So he's just by his tent.
Yep, you've got flanking there.
Yeah, and will try to use his point blank shot.
Okay. You've got +2 for flanking, -2 for melee combat firing.
Can I ask a question? Why is he on flanking?
Because Esther's on the other side.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I've got +2 for flanking, -2 for shooting into combat.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And +1 for my point blank shot.
Yep. Okay.
So it's a minus.
It's +1. Just +1.
10.
10. 10 is not going to hit.
Okay.
No, you would, if had it been a normal human, like a normal humanoid creature, you'd have probably hit. But because it's got so, it's so bony and its skin's so drawn tight, it's, you know, where you would have buried it deep into like the side of its stomach, it's got such a sunken in stomach that it just goes straight past.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's so little to hit. You need a bigger target.
Okay, so next up is the Ghast, and the Ghast is going to attempt to attack. Well, the bolt has just come. The arrow has just come from Ogvar. It's going to turn around. It's going to attempt to attack Ogvar with a bite attack with a 12 to hit.
No.
Okay, no, it attempts to lunge towards you, Ogvar, but it's so uncoordinated and kind of bony that it just snaps past you. Okay.
So does it run past me then?
No, it's just kind of come up to you and it's tried to take a snap at you, but it's just missed.
Right, okay, so it's up here.
Oh, you're rather unpleasant up close, aren't you? Breath mint.
Next up is Caddo.
If I successfully turn it, as it tries to run away, does that provoke attacks of opportunity for other people?
It will from Ogvar.
Yes, because he's within his space.
And then every time I turn it, so it'll come back, we turn it again, and every time it has to leave.
Depends on how close it gets, but it just happens to be within his threatened square, doesn't it?
Well, I'm just wondering what, because I can't do anything else from where I am, because I've got people between me and it.
But the thing is, my full range of being paralysed to begin.
No, well, need to go.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can unparalyse you, can't I? At least. Yeah, so I'm going to try and turn it then.
Okay. Does turning have a range on it? Yes, range. Just because obviously he's over the other side and he hasn't got direct
That's a
line.
good question, actually.
Oh, right.
Turning or rebuking undead. Any cleric, regardless of alignment, has the power to affect undead creatures such as Galor by channeling the power of their holy symbol.
Well, you
A good
consecrate.
cleric or a neutral cleric who worships good.
Well, your consecrated ground is 35 feet, so you're able to.
It says nothing.
No, okay, there's no range limit on it. Okay.
Well, if his consecrated ground is in 35 feet, I think it's.
Yeah, no, there's no range limit on it or anything. With no requirement for line of sight, okay?
Because I can actually do turning damage as well.
Turning damage is just... So the first thing you do is you do the turning check to see if you can actually turn it, the maximum number of hit dice creatures worth you can turn. And then you do the turning damage to see how many you affect.
Yeah, in fact I could destroy it.
Only if you've got more than double its hit dice. Which you don't.
No. The turning undead is high enough to let you turn at least some of the undead within the 6 because I'm also turning damage. Yeah, and I'm getting +3 anyway because of my consecrate spell, so it's a D20 +3 +3. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So that's 16 + 6 is 22.
Yeah, okay, you can affect a lot. Okay, so make me the turning damage 2d6 plus your charisma modifier plus your cleric level.
So that's 2d6 + 7. That's 10 + 7, 17.
Okay, so you can affect 10 hit dice worth of creatures. So you can definitely affect him. Describe your turn for me.
I've knelt, pulled out my holy symbol of Avacyn, which looks uncannily like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you didn't say this.
I have made a holy symbol.
Bludgeoning from the top, piercing from the bottom.
Bludgeoning and stabbing.
Oh my god.
You wait till it's engraved. It's going to look marvellous. I'm down on one knee, saying a small prayer whilst thrusting my large silver holy symbol before me.
In a vertical or horizontal position, I must ask at this point.
Fully erect. Thus.
Oh, God.
In thus position. No, yes, I might say, oh God, whilst I'm doing it. You're quite right. So something like that. Oh God.
Right, hang on. I've got to get a picture of this. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
know this is like mid thingy, but I've got to get a picture of this.
Hang
That
on,
is-
hang on, I've got my chain knotted.
This is barbaric.
I'll have you know there's a sink in our house, but it hasn't got a plug at the minute.
Okay. So, describe your turn then, sorry.
Yes, so down on one knee,
Yep.
thrusting my holy symbol before me, fully erect, two hands,
Yep.
saying a prayer to the Archangel Avacyn.
Yep.
Eyes closed, full concentration.
Okay. So, again, this kind of like wave of white light, and this time for you, there's kind of you can sense the presence of there's actually like a lot more feathers falling for you. Maybe you can assume probably because you're more devoted to Avacyn than maybe Cuin is as a paladin. And this wave of white light, it spreads throughout the party, and everyone kind of gets a warm, fuzzy feeling from this. Apart from the ghoul, who gets a very nasty, fuzzy feeling, and proceeds to screech and take off. And as he runs away, Ogvar, you get an attack of opportunity against him.
Go.
Ace.
Come on.
Do my point blank shot and rapid shot come into that as well? Because
Yeah,
it's a full.
yeah.
Okay.
And is it leaving? It's leaving combat. So does he not? So he's-
in combat, is it?
He's not shooting into combat anymore, is he?
No, he's running away.
So you keep your +2 that way.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So it's +2 for flanking.
Yep. Oh, you won't get flanking for this one because he's not going to run backwards towards. He's going
Okay.
to actually just run
So I'll
straight
get
away.
+2 for he's retreating. -2 for
Yep.
rapid shot. And +1 for
Point blank.
point blank shot, and that's it, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's +1.
+1. 17 plus 24.
Hits. Roll damage.
Okay, and I get +2 because it's undead. That's my favourite enemy.
Yes, you do. Yep.
Okay, good. So,
Should have got a plus on the attack roll there as well for that then.
oh, I've only got +2 damage.
Oh, might be, okay. No, ignore me then. I'm
I
just.
think it's undead. So that's going to be +2 and a +1 for point blank shot. Oh, I'll get 2 attacks as well.
You get another go.
Yes.
Do I have to roll again?
Yeah, you'll have to roll again.
7 and 7 is 14 +1, 15.
15's not going to hit.
Okay, so it's
One
one
lot
shot.
of damage.
So 5 +2 +1 +1. 9.
Okay, so 9 points of damage, yeah?
He's turned.
Okay, so this ghast runs away. Okay, and someone give me a 50%.
50 to 75. No, 50 to 100.
Top maths.
I was really hoping to.
Okay, cool. It disappears off into the into back from where it came.
Bye,
and-
Volusia.
Why?
Oh.
It disappears from back where it came. No. It disappears to back from whence it came. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
You've thrown me now. You tiny T-Rex arms.
Esther, do you think it will come back?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think it might have met its match with us, but anyway, Cuin, are you all right, Cuin?
Hold on. It's coming back. Oh. Yeah.
Maybe we should invite the ghoul back.
Lord Kieran, what happened?
It caught me with its claws, and I just all of a sudden couldn't move.
Oh, well, thank Everson you're all right.
Yes, that will be the paralysis effect, I suppose.
Oh, obviously one that you've come across before, Esther.
Yes, ghouls are ghasts are quite nasty creatures. I do have to say they've. It's quite lucky you didn't get ghoul fever.
Don't like the sound of that.
Ghoul fever. What's that?
It's a fever that you get.
I don't know, but it doesn't sound very nice.
Affect the gallbladder.
Gall fever is a disease you catch when it bites.
I'm immune to all diseases, so.
Yeah, you'd be fine. It's an incubation period of 1 day, and it does damage 1d3 to
diseases.
con and 1d3 to dex.
Oh, wow, that's nasty. Right, cool.
Okay,
Right.
so you recover from your sudden bout of paralysis, and as you're all stood there, you're all still on guard, but you don't. I mean, a minute or two, minute passes, 2 minutes passes, 5 minutes passes, 10 minutes passes, and there's no sign of the ghoul again.
Well, he did get banished twice, so I guess he probably isn't that keen. Mind you, they're not exactly brains, are they?
Well, no, they do like eating them, though.
Oh, that's very good, Esther. Yeah,
Yes, I'm quite proud of that one.
We don't be safe.
indeed. Yeah, I like that.
Well, you know.
Elora's going back to bed.
Esther goes, oh, well, I think it might be, if it's not come back by now, I think it's probably gone for good, but, are you still alright to carry on with the watch, Cuin?
Yeah, I took a fair bit of battery in there. I think I'll just.
I'll
I
take watch
can-
if you don't want.
Well, I'm happy to take over. It's nearly my watch anyway.
I'm going to.
That's
I can do magic now, can't I? Or was it next one?
No, you've got access to spells now.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd like to use my cure wounds.
Have you got Cure Light Wounds with you?
Yeah, it's the only one I'm really learning at the minute.
Okay, is that a 1d8 plus...
It's 1d8 plus 1, I think.
Yes, it is. Cure light wounds. I've got that there somewhere. Oh, bloody hell's it gone?
I'm sure it's
Oh, it's
1d8
on my
plus
sheet
1.
here somewhere. Cure light wounds, 1d8 plus 1.
Okay.
Per
Per level.
So you're casting as a first level, kind of...
Yeah.
So it's 1d8
Okay,
plus
so
1.
you cast Cure Light Wounds. Roll your dice.
1d8. 5 plus 1, that's 6.
Yep, okay, so you get 6 hit points
Okay.
back. Okay, so what would you like to do about the watch?
How far away from the dawn are we?
It's probably about halfway through Cuin's watch when this happens, so it's probably about, if you went to 6, 11, 12, it's probably about 2, 3 a.m. maybe?
Well, yeah, I took a bit more damage there than I thought, so I can try and carry on, you know.
Okay, as long as you're happy, wake me when it's my watch then.
Okay, well, probably an hour or so.
Yeah, it's not that long now.
Alright, I'll go back to bed then.
Okay, so you all return to bed. Esther gives you a pat on the shoulder, Cuin, and she goes, oh, well, give us a shout if you need anything.
Okay, oh well, thank you.
And all is quiet for the remaining hour of your watch.
Kiddo! Your turn, young man.
Okay, thanks very much.
Right, I'm going to go and
Yep.
getting me, what's it?
Go and get to bed. Okay, Caddo, give me a 25% increment.
10 to 35. Stop doing it.
No can do.
No rest for the wicked, mate.
God, I'm the most devout here.
Okay, so morning rolls round.
Oh, brilliant. Does the dawn happen?
Yes, the dawn happens. The dawn happens mid-shift. You're probably not all going to wake up at the crack of dawn, especially with a
No.
disturbed night.
Nobody actually said where they wanted waking. So I'll start. I'll keep my watch. So I'll continue to keep a watch,
Yep.
but I'll make sure the fire's stoked ready for the cooking of breakfast.
Yep, okay.
I'll keep an eye out for a lonely bat who might be on his way home.
Yep. You see Rowan not long after dawn's broken, just fluttering around. And he comes to rest down by, actually hanging off the edge of Elora's tent.
Okay. I think I'll go on. For want of a better phrase, knock on Esther's tent flap first,
Yep.
and just let her know that it's dawn and it's probably time for her to for her morning prayers.
Okay. She wakes up and she comes to the tent
Flap.
flap. My God, your children. And she looks immensely dishevelled. Her hair is down. It's a mess. She looks at you and she goes, "Oh, I'm too old for this." And she returns back inside, and you don't see her for 5 minutes. When she comes out, she looks a lot more awake. She looks a lot more presentable. And she joins you for morning prayers.
Super. So I'll ask if she has any preference to how we conduct morning prayers as the senior cleric.
No preference here. I tend to do them on my own anyways.
Okay.
However you wish, of course.
Okay, well, I shall join you in prayer. We'll both remain alert throughout, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that gives me an hour's prayer.
Yeah.
Spells back.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do we heal up overnight? Have we had enough
Yes,
rest?
you've. By the time you wake up, you would have all have had enough rest. So if you want to heal yourselves up, you get your spell slot back because you expended it halfway through a full rest.
Okay.
So you get your spell slots back.
Super.
Use your method of healing up. Esther's prayers don't last as long as you, Caddo, but she's primarily a fighter, not
Yeah.
a cleric. She does offer kind of, you hear her go, "Oh, Avacyn, thank you for this blessed dawn. Thank you for keeping us safe through the night." She's just there muttering some short prayers to herself, but she's doing other tasks at the same time. She's sorting out some food, she's foraging some couple of bits. She's multitasking, basically.
Elora's just rolled out of a tent. She's going to stretch and yawn. I needed that sleep. Rowan! Oh, there you are. Oh, good boy. Okay, well, you can come back when you're ready, okay?
He immediately jumps off the tent pole and he flutters down and back into his little hidey hole.
Oh, okay, so lift the cape and flip, make a cloak and then flip it back down again.
Yep.
I stoked the fire ready for breakfast.
Oh, that's welcome. So Laura's going to bumble over and I would imagine it's quite misty and murky because of the damp.
You've woken up and although it's bright, it's that kind of bright where the sky's illuminated but you can't see the sun. There is a thick fog hanging this morning. You can't see really beyond the circle of your camp.
I'm going to go and warm myself by the fire and just straighten myself out a little bit.
Yep.
Upon hearing Elora go into the campfire, Ogvar's going to say, Hold on! I've got my percolator!
Oh, now that's a good idea. Now
Do you come tripping out of your tent with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tent flap opens and the percolator comes out first, followed by me.
Okay.
Oh, great! Well, you can try that coffee. It was recommended. I think it's decent stuff. Smells good. So let's try that out.
Okay. What are you doing, Cuin?
I'm still asleep.
Okay. Is that right? Okay. So you start brewing coffee. Esther's foraged some safe-looking mushrooms to eat. They're kind of cooking on a bit of stone on the fire. She's got some salt with her, so she's kind of got some salt out, and she's made them look kind of nice, and it smells quite nice as well for foraged mushrooms. And yeah, you all kind of sit down, have a bit of a quiet chatter. You've got some coffee going. You're going to wake up at any point, Cuin?
Yeah, I'm going to poke my head up and go, "Oh, do I smell coffee? Mushrooms. It's in a jiffy."
He's like a bloodhound, isn't he?
So do you come out of your tent?
Yeah, so I'm going to go back in, put my armour on, come back out.
An army marches on its stomach. Here he is now.
Oh,
How tall is Cuin?
6 foot.
Quite imposing.
Didn't want to put armour on in a tent.
Well, no, so if you
You see some
Didn't say
weird
how long he was gone
bulges.
for.
Enjoy the noises.
It takes about 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
No, how many minutes it takes a while to
It
get.
takes a while to don armour.
Yeah.
I can imagine it would agitate his flaps quite a lot.
Not when you go to the toilet. A bit of toilet paper follows you back out. He's just got his tent tucked into the back of his armour.
Yeah.
Pulls the tent along with him.
God.
There would have been a poster in Woolworths about that one.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Cool. Yeah, well.
Oh,
Speed running that.
long enough to make you a bacon sarnie.
Yeah.
If you haven't
If you had
bacon.
bacon.
A mushroom flavoured bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Marsh
Vegan
pig.
bacon.
Vegan bacon.
There's a
Oh,
Greg's round
no,
here
don't
somewhere.
start. Bloody vegan bacon. Really? What a joke.
I'm just trying to see.
No fucking vegan pig. Really? When was the last time you saw a
How many
vegan?
vegan listeners do you reckon we just lost?
I don't know, it's quite funny. Leave that in.
Are you looking at how big your tent is?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a simple tent.
I thought you were looking for something really important.
The tents, our tents are actually 2 person. I'm not single person. They're 2 tents.
You're kind of a person and a half, though, aren't you? 6 foot with lots of armour. I mean,
That's not massive, is it?
Okay, come on.
How did we get down that rabbit hole?
I don't know. Okay, so you start the new day.
Yes.
You've travelled about half a day's worth through this swamp, this mire. You could say there's probably about another day's worth left to go.
Okay.
is it?
I'm getting
Yeah,
fed up
It
of
was
swamp.
about 3 days, you said.
2.5 days from
Oh.
Drunau to the edge of the mire, but you're in the middle
okay.
of the mire, and with the slow walking speed you're
About
going
a
to have to
day.
take a day and a half.
Would
You've already completed the half day, you've got a day left to go.
Right, to get to the edge of the mine.
would I be able to use Murdoch as a scout for finding a route through? Would that speed up the process anything?
It might be able to, but you would probably have to train him to scout on the job, because I don't think he knows how to scout yet.
I don't do anything yet apart from
Right.
peck at me ear roll.
We can't check for boggy ground, though, can we? That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what's
but-
holding
We
us
could
up,
put
innit?
a time to the end of the pole.
Right, so...
Don't touch my bird.
Okay, so you've all woken up in the morning. Caddo, you woke up Esther, and you both went and had morning prayers and started tending to the fire and getting everything ready. Everyone is up and about now. Ogvar, you've just come out of your tent coffee pot first.
Yes,
What are we doing?
making coffee.
Okay.
And I will let Murdoch out to have a little flap around, and
Okay.
I'll let him off. And no, make sure you don't find any ghasts up there.
Okay.
Well, no, it was a bit interesting last night, wasn't it? Not sure if I want to see too many of those, though.
Yeah, it was actually quite unpleasant, and yeah, I could have done with a decent night's sleep instead of like wandering around for half of it. Rowan? Rowan? Is Rowan? Anybody seen Rowan?
He's hanging on the outside of your tent.
Oh, hello. Oh, there he is. Hi, Rowan. Okay, look, you know what? I'm not carrying you about today. You can just flap about and follow us. Yeah, it's pretty open here, I think, and it won't do you any harm to just spend the day flapping about. I'm not carrying you everywhere. Ogvar, you got some coffee going?
I would request you pass over the coffee first.
Well, I've got my mug out and I'm clinking my mug going, well, you know what? I don't do well with broken sleep.
Can I have it then, please?
You can. So I'm going to hand Ogvar my mug.
Yeah.
How many for coffee?
Me?
Need for coffee?
Oh, yes. Spiffing, well, really good.
Okay, yep. Ogvar will get the coffee on.
But, what do you reckon? We just have a good push today, or... You know, I'll be in front with the old stick, making sure there's no quicksand or anything like that. But
Esther?
yes.
Esther, you having coffee?
Oh, yes, I will. If you yes.
Okay. Have you brought a mug?
Oh, yes, here you go. And she passes you over a mug. She's obviously still half asleep. Caddo, you had the full view of an Esther with bed hair when
I
you
wondered
woke
where
up.
that was going there.
Delightful. I'm a gentleman, so I shall say nothing.
So she's straightened herself up, but she's clearly not fully awake. So she passes you her mug, and she goes, "Oh, I believe that at some point today we may need to make an attempt to find some water, perhaps. So I'm not sure how everyone else is on water, but you know, we've only got enough finite amount of water in the water skins."
Very true.
I can make some if needs be.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I've basically just given up the last of my water skin to Ogvar for coffee.
Yep.
Does anybody
Thank
need to
you.
top up now?
I
I can make a couple of gallons if needed.
Well, that'd be cool. If we just fill the percolator first, and then we can just replenish if that's all right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Elora reaches in and she hands over her water skin to
Yep.
Caddo.
Yeah, okay. So you've all kind of given a bit of water into the percolator. Caddo, you're casting create water?
Yeah, 2 gallons is quite a lot, isn't it? I'm guessing it's going to have to go into a cooking pot or something, and we'll have to siphon it off.
Has anyone got a cooking pot?
I can't imagine I can just...
We've all got mugs.
I suspect I would be very fortunate if this spell says it magically appears inside the water skin. Oh, look.
Where does it appear? Like, in the air?
This spell generates wholesome drinking water, just like clean rainwater. Water can be created in an area as small as will actually contain the liquid. So I can do it into the water skin.
Yep. Okay.
Or
Yeah, we'll just stick them
in
under.
any area up to 3 times as large as the liquid itself.
We'll just stick them in one at a time. We'll just swap the water skins over while you create it, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So we're all topped up on water.
I make 2 gallons a level, so I can make up to
We
A
have
lot.
4, so 8 gallons.
8 gallons. That's going to keep us going, isn't it? 8 gallons.
Well, we won't need all of it.
So if I cross that spell off,
Okay.
Water it is then.
That's up to, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's just as much as you need, really.
I shall make as much as is needed.
Yep. Okay, so you top up all of your water skins. I imagine you probably replace the water which is already in there, get rid of the old nasty stale water and get some fresh water.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. So, you've had some coffee. Is anyone having anything to
Yeah.
eat?
Day's ration. Well,
Half
a day's ration for breakfast.
Of breakfast.
Yeah, your rations by now, they're starting to taste a little chewy. Well, they're a little chewy now in texture. They're not the freshest rations. Probably not going to be lasting much longer.
Well, apples will last a good few days in your backpack, won't they? So I'll just chop up I suppose, bit of an apple that I've got,
Okay.
or I'll use an apple I have in my backpack to feed Rowan if he
Yep.
wants anything extra. Offer him a bit of fruit.
Okay. So you spend the morning. You've prepared spells with Esther, Caddo. You start making you make your coffee. You have some breakfast, and you have a nice relaxed morning. The day you can see to the left-hand side, in the distance, you can see this big looming shape of the mountain, like a blue smudge on the horizon almost. But apart from that, you can't really see much more than 20 foot around you. It's very misty. There's a thick layer of dew hanging over every single blade of grass. It's quite cold and damp. You can see Esther. She's perhaps struggling a little with her age and it being so kind of damp in this morning. She's flexing her hands a lot and giving herself a bit of a rub. She's perhaps a little cold, but it's quite a peaceful, quiet morning. You can hear the sound of birds and the wind rustling through this kind of tough grass. That's all you can really hear.
Esther, get closer to the fire. You know.
Yes, thank you, dear. Yes,
I'll
I'm fine.
move
Don't
it.
worry about
I'll
me.
move it away. I'm all right. So yes, but I suppose. So what do you think then? Just have a good push today. Really carry on northeast.
Yeah, we just got to get out of this swamp, really, haven't we?
Yeah, I
Quicker out the
think
better.
we should push forward. I think we need to just push on a bit more.
Quicker out the better, I say.
Yeah,
Oh, it's most
I'm with you on that.
undoubtedly.
I did give Esther my cloak, didn't I?
You gave her a winter blanket.
a winter blanket. Right,
She's still got hold of that.
I'm going to just shuffle around in my backpack. Elora's going to pull out. She has a spare cloak.
Yep.
She's going to pull out a spare cloak. Esther, I've got a spare cloak. If if you're a bit cold this morning, have this spare cloak. You can have it.
Oh, thank you, dear. That's ever so greatly appreciated.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
okay. Keep it nice and warm,
Oh, thank you ever so much. She puts the cloak on and she goes, oh, hang on. And she goes into the tent, she pulls out the blanket. She goes, oh, thank you ever so much, dearie. That was very appreciated.
Well, that's okay. I'll wrap up the blanket, attach it back to my backpack. We can sort out blankets and stuff between us. If you need to have it again, that's not a problem. I'll carry it back.
Okay. Right. She just nods at you and yes. Okay, so what are we all doing?
Yeah, well, right. I suppose.
Packing my tent up and going.
Yeah.
Break camp.
Yep, so you all break camp, you spend a bit of time packing stuff away, shaking off the dew off the outside of your tent so it doesn't get all mildewy in your bags and your packs. Okay.
Hey, right. I suppose I'll go in the lead with my old stick here. Just test the way.
Right, well, I'll go be. I'll follow on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same formation as before.
Yeah, fine. So I'll follow Cuin, who's behind me.
You.
Yep.
Me,
Ogvar,
me,
then.
you, me, Esther at the back. I think
Yep.
it was last time.
Okay, so Ogvar. Is it?
Then me, then Esther at the back.
Okay, so Cuin, as you're at the front, you are going to be doing. You are survival. So if you make me a survival check, so we know which. So you're in charge of directing the party.
At 4.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, surviving's overrated anyway. First roll of the day. Kaboom. Straight in there.
How many days is it to get out the drunken
I
mire?
don't know, but I'm reaching and I'm having a chocolate because that's all I need to know is if
Yeah.
I'll be close.
We might need more rations. We might be here some
Anybody
time.
want chocolate? Would you like chocolate over there?
I'm good for now.
I'll have yours then.
Round in a circle we go.
Got enough room.
God, can't bite through this chocolate. Somebody frozen it.
Get new teeth.
Oh,
What is it? A wish
What is it?
what? It's just Cadbury's chocolate, but bloody hell, it's like somebody's put iron inside it.
Right, okay. You're not doing very well on general awareness either because Esther's just got a 7.
Nice.
Okay, who's going to be taking responsibility of
Oh, God.
keeping track of your surroundings? Who's going to be doing that?
I mean, keeping track of like,
So just general kind of awareness of your surroundings.
yeah, I can do.
Yeah, okay. Make me a spot check.
The ranger would be the right wise one to do that with.
These are just general ones for throughout the day, throughout while you're walking.
18.
Oh,
18.
Yeah, nice.
Right.
Well done there, ranger.
18.
We may see it, but we might not survive it.
Right,
That's the
fall
one.
into it.
And
Oh, look, that thing over there is about to kill us.
No, we'll turn around, he'll be gone. It'll just be us left there. Where did he go? No.
okay. So those are just the 3 rolls we're going to make. So throughout the day. Right.
Oh, God.
You walk all day and come
I can
back.
see
Your
how
old
this is gonna
camp's
go.
like
Yeah, this looks familiar.
Okay, so you start off walking. You are keeping the mountain, the blue smudge in the distance. You're keeping that on your left.
We have got
However,
the sorry, don't forget we have got the compass.
yeah, but you've also got someone who's made a 4 on the survival check, so I don't think it's really going to help much.
Yeah, it's probably magnetised you following him.
The amount of metal on him.
Yeah, magnetised man.
Right, okay, so you start walking. The terrain is quite it's difficult terrain. You're moving slowly. There's a lot of unseen divots and dips and kind of like muddy puddles where your foot's just disappearing down into. So that you can hear a couple of times Esther goes down and she's like, "Oh, bother, drat it all," from the back as her foot disappears from underneath her. But you're not being particularly quiet either. It's quite difficult to be quiet because the grass, as it's this kind of like tough grass, it's making a lot of noise as you stand on it. It's brushing up against your arm. You get the ding, 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 ding,
It's
ding.
like tundra grass, is it?
Yeah, it is harsh. Is it hoary grass? It's quite tough stuff. And can someone make me a?
I'll do that.
Yeah, don't let me pick up a dice.
No, actually, Ogvar, you do it. You've got me.
What are we doing?
You've got me dice.
Well, I haven't said what you're doing
Oh,
yet.
okay.
So
He's doing it. Whatever we're doing, he's doing it.
make me a 50% roll. So
And a
pick
percent
50, pick 50% roll.
25 to 75.
Yep. Which one's good? Inside or outside?
I don't know. I'm wrong. I haven't looked. Inside it's good.
Okay.
66.
Okay. So the first couple of hours passes without any sort of trouble. You get this sense that everyone make me a listen check.
Don't worry. You can use the dice tray first.
Oh, that's better.
Listen. La, 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 la.
It's been a whole week. I've forgotten what my listen is.
I'll make mine because I'm ready. Good one.
18.
18.
Oh, that's a nat 20 plus 3.
Nat 20.
Thank God for you lot. Because I'm wearing earmuffs.
You might not be saying
24.
that later.
24.
6.
Okay.
What?
What was that?
I told you I'm wearing my earmuffs, it's cold.
Okay, and
About 3 o'clock.
so, Caddo, you are... Where are you in the order? You're towards the back, and you're paying attention to Esther a lot because she's... Oh, bother, drat it all. Bloody Maya. You know, she's mumbling to herself a lot and in just kind of general bad mood. So you're kind of listening to Esther. But everyone else, and especially you, Elora, you start noticing that as soon as you get kind of maybe an hour out from where your campsite was, there is this kind of sense, this feeling, you can hear almost like a perceptible change in the tone of the Maya. It's almost like where you've been walking from this little hatch you came out of in the ground, that kind of half day you walked out to your campsite, there was really kind of no other noises apart from wind, grass and some birds. But as you're starting to walk out, you are starting to notice there are more kind of eerie, spooky sounds. You can hear the sounds of bigger animals moving around because you've only got a 20-foot field of view. So you can hear things moving around in the mists and fogs. And, you know, you're getting the sense of there is more wildlife around you now. You hear kind of faint snorting of maybe a boar somewhere. And almost like there's this kind of like subtle undercurrent now where everything's kind of come more alive. There's more movement, there's more activity. Okay. Are you doing anything at this point? Is there anything you want to do while you're walking?
Can I just do anything with Murdoch?
What do you want to do?
It says in the sheet, it says he can talk to me,
Yes.
so I can understand him. Can I train him to, like, fly ahead and scout?
Okay, so while you're walking, you want to be training him to scout. Okay. Cool. Okay, so to train Murdoch to scout,
Okay.
because it's training for a purpose rather than a trick, it is going to take you 3 weeks on successful rolls
Right.
to train him to scout.
So training at 3 weeks.
Yep.
Be done by Christmas then. Yep.
Okay. So,
And how often do I have to train him?
3 weeks successful training. It would have to be on a fairly regular basis. Obviously, if your rolls come out lower, it might take you longer. If they come out
Okay.
higher, it might be a shorter amount of time.
Cool.
Okay, so if you make me a handle animal check.
Okay. That would be a 16.
Okay, so the time you're spent walking, you start training him to scout. How are you doing that?
Trying to get him used to start off small, just getting him to fly and come back. So small steps to start with, just get him used to coming back when he's commanded to. And
Okay.
in the general direction, I want him to scout. So
So you're just kind of like training him to like kind of fly and then calling him back, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah. So he's a fairly intelligent bird, and he's swayed by a bit of food as well.
Can't wait.
And he's actually picking this up fairly quickly. It's almost like having a dog. If you give him a stick, he'd probably bring it back for you.
Very small stick.
Very small stick.
This is where Cuin loses his stick.
I'd like to see the size of the raven to get a 10-foot pole.
More of a pterodactyl than a raven, really.
I don't know, you see Jack Russell's walking with enormous great sticks there.
Yeah. So you start teaching him. You're charismatic enough with Murdoch to kind of like, he sees this as a really fun game. And it's now to the point where as you start walking, he starts flying off and coming back just for the fun of it.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you've taught him to return to you basically, but on call. So you've spent a couple of hours walking. Is there anything else you'd like to do at this point?
Well, not really. I say, it's pretty hard going, isn't it? Can anybody else hear some things in the surroundings? It just sounds a bit weird.
Yeah, there's definitely movement. We can't see that far, but there's movement. I can detect kind of like, I think there's other animals moving around. There's a bit more life here. I mean, you know, when we came out of wherever it was we came out of, that trapdoor thing, that hatch, well, didn't hear anything at all then, but yeah, there's movement now.
Well, let's just hope it's the friendly type rather than a...
Yeah, let's hope it's a sign that we're getting towards the edge of the mire.
I don't know whether we should just be on guard. You know, don't be too far away from your weapons, shall we say, just in case.
It's okay, you've got a stick.
Yeah, 10 foot and all,
first.
I can poke them away.
Elora's just laughing.
From the back, you hear Esther kind of pipe up and go, "Well, I don't think we're going to be out of this damnable mire anytime soon."
Are you not liking the scenery, Esther?
No, I'm bloody well not.
Elora again is just going to laugh at that.
No, I've never been in this deep in the mire, but I don't think we'll be out for another 2 days at least.
Oh no, that's just depressing now.
But we can share the depression then.
Right, okay. Might as well crack on, you know.
Okay.
Give it another 2-3 hours and maybe some lunch.
Has the fog cleared reasonably well?
The fog.
The
fog. The fog hasn't cleared at all.
Oh.
All throughout the morning, you get the sense that there is maybe sunlight. You can see, like, when you look above you can see, like, this kind of, like, glow to the fog. But apart from that, there is no breaking the fog. The sun isn't burning through. It is almost constantly this kind of damp, cold, foggy atmosphere.
Well, I think somewhere out there it might actually be a nice day in Innistrad. We don't get too many sunny days, but I think it's quite bright. I've got a feeling that it might be a nice day somewhere, but just not here.
No, I think that is correct. It's most miserable,
Yeah.
like Esther.
Let's just get
What was
out.
that?
Let's just get
So
out of this.
you're not feeling very happy today.
No, I'm bloody not. I've got mud in my boot.
What about the other one?
It's still dry at the moment. But it might be going up your backside if we don't get a hurry on.
Duly noted. Cuin, move on quickly, please.
Ogvar, hell hath no fury. You have much to learn.
Someone got a hole in their shoe that is letting in water?
Don't annoy, she's closer to me than you.
I know. Right, forward.
Okay. So you're travelling for another couple of hours. Somebody make me another 50% roll. Yep. So pick your range.
I will go for 10 to 60.
10 to 60. Inside good or outside good?
Inside good.
Inside good.
51.
Okay.
We're on fire, people.
Right.
Well, no.
That's your job.
So you travel for another 2 to 3 hours. In fact, make me a survival roll again. See if you actually notice.
Doesn't sound good, does it?
16?
16. Okay. Right. These 2 to 3 hours, as you kind of pass about halfway through this point, you'd start taking note of this mountain in the distance, this kind of blue smudge on the horizon. And yes, while this mountain is still on your left, so, you know, it's still to the north of you, and you know that's north, you've noticed that where you've been travelling, the day before you were travelling kind of like an angular towards it. You're kind of deviated to kind of parallel with it. So you notice you've gone slightly off track.
I don't think we'll turn round, but I just get by the look of that mountain, I'd say that we're slightly off course.
Laura will have a look and... Yep, I concur with that. I'm sure we were heading directly towards it, but we're more going to one side of it, perhaps. So yeah,
More to the east.
Yeah. I think maybe just adjust course slightly there, Cuin.
Cuin, do you want my compass? Would that help?
Yeah, I could give it a go. What?
I shall rustle it out in my backpack,
Okay.
drag out my compass, and,
Okay.
and give Cuin a quick 2-minute lesson in how to walk a bearing on a compass.
Okay. Describe your compass to me.
It's a small round brass instrument
Okay.
with a glass top that's slightly convex,
Okay.
which by design therefore magnifies the inside slightly. And on the inside there's very neat lettering around the outside, and then there's a what looks like a balanced piece of metal in the middle. One end of it is red with an arrow, and the other end of it is black with an arrow.
Okay.
So I'm just pointing out to Cuin that the red bit always points north. So if you point the red arrow, and then you turn the compass so the N for north is lined up with the red bit, and then we just walk towards where it says NE, which is northeast.
Okay.
And that's how we walk a bearing on
Walk
the
towards
compass.
Okay.
Laura's going to drop back at this stage and drop back to be more with Esther.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like going to drop to the back with it. Maybe drop to the back.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
guessing I've wandered.
Yeah. So Caddo, you'd have moved
I've
forward
moved
to the
forward
front.
do
So
the- do
Okay.
the-
effectively, the two of you have swapped positions.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay then. Right. Let's have a look at this then. Okay.
Okay. So make another survival check with a +2.
19.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a northeast. You've used the compass after Caddo's shown you how to use it. You know northeast is that direction now. You're pretty confident you can follow it without using the compass.
Okay. Well. Right. I'll take. That's very good. Right. I'll take my bearing. Okay. Right. Okay. That way.
What's kitchen?
Okay.
This half of the table is looking behind them.
Okay. So you start heading correctly up to the northeast now. You spend about 2 hours walking this way. By travelling in slightly the wrong direction, not the wrong direction per se, because you're going out of the Drunken Mire, but just at a different angle. You perhaps extended your journey by perhaps quarter of a day.
Well, we won't know that, will we? So.
No, but you can tell that you have extended your journey back to Drunau by quite a bit, potentially.
It's always nice to see a bit more of the swamp.
I'd rather not see it at all.
Right. Okay. Right.
So you travel these 2 to 3 hours.
So that's what. You've done 2 to 3 hours. You did 2 to 3 hours. I did.
You've
On
done
the
about
survival
5 or
checks.
6 hours.
Yeah. So we're on about 6 hours now.
Yeah.
So
So
that'd be better. Right.
Lunchtime.
Right.
yeah. So it's kind of late afternoon now. You could guess probably about
Late
1
afternoon,
o'clock.
Not late. I thought we were up early.
Not late after, sorry, early afternoon.
All right.
Yeah. You know.
It's about 1
12 and
o'clock.
1
1 o'clock-ish now.
Rowan. Rowan.
Yeah, he's fluttering around. He's fluttering
All
around.
right, friend. Just making sure you're okay. Carry on.
Right. What do you say? We can either look for a bit of a campsite or just carry on and sort of like eat a bit of ration on the way.
To be fair, Cuin, we've lost a little bit of time going off. Let's just get out of here. You know, let's just
Okay.
we'll eat and walk. You know.
Okay. Well, I'll take another half ration while we're walking. Then you know. And then we can use the other half for.
I'll do the same. I'll take half because
Yeah,
you're
we're
not
all
going
in.
to.
We're all in for half a day.
Walk-in lunch. Like a working lunch, but more
rest first.
movement.
Well, these rations have tasted a bit better than a little bit. A bit chewy, you know.
Oh yes, Esther, your cooking was far more better than.
Oh,
these
that's just making me salivate now. I wish we were back in Esther's kitchen.
Oh, so do I.
All those.
God.
Yes, those lovely omelettes.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we get back to town, guys, I think you know before we do anything else, we'll saddle up. Hey, we're gonna have to find Pickle. And I don't know what's happened to Galor. I don't know which one to be more worried about, to be fair. But Pickle, you know, I know Pickle will, you know, he's a dog. He'll look after himself. But we still need to find him, and then we'll go and find a decent meal. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I reckon we should, you know, go back to the lighthouse and get Pickle and have a look for.
So maybe check in at the tavern, but
Well,
I'm hoping
Pickle.
they're both at the lighthouse.
Pickle should be fine, shouldn't he, Caddo?
Well, if Galor's not looking after him, I mean, we did leave him the body of a bard and a barbarian to eat, so he won't go hungry.
Oh, well,
Oh, no, it's
small
probably tucking
mercies.
into that.
I'm more worried about Galor, to be honest. I don't want to know what kind of taverns he's gallivanting around with no clothes on.
Oh, God, there's a thought.
Assuming he got off the island.
Well, we can only hope, I suppose.
Well, let's face it, if you saw somebody coming towards you that's almost stark naked, would you give him a lift in the rowboat to get back over to the mainland?
I do believe he had a cape on.
Oh, I don't know.
It's got
Some
to do with
people
chickens.
Well, I don't know. Down at the port, anything goes, you know. People pay for that sort of thing.
He might be more likely to get in the
So
boat.
I'm told.
Oh dear me. No, thank you.
Right, anyway, yes. Onward!
As our heroes retired for a period of respite, it seems that they just couldn't catch a break. A gate-crashing ghoul managed to paralyse the Paladin before some divine turning intervention from our resident cleric repelled the wretch. Deprived of a decent night's rest, the party plod on in an effort to escape the mire.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.